Hello, welcome to this unique experience of a Hope and Joy celebration ceremony on Facebook Live. Renaissance of the Word. As Hope and Joy, Susie Joy and myself have over the last 3 months and still are privileged to hold space for Debs de Vries while she embodies a higher level of her soul service, enabling her to birth her new work. Debs has taken on the mantle of a new mission, which is fully called the Renaissance of the Mastery of the Sacred Word. Her service is to midlife entrepreneurial, artistic, and soul-led women who feel called to step up into their power now. She will be teaching ancient and contemporary, alchemical and practical processes, empowering her students to quickly receive and embody the next level of their soul's expression and calling. Her students will learn how to create consistent, sustainable energy, ride the changes of energetic initiations and upgrades, and receive insights and information from the universe. They will be able to holistically support the evolution of our world while co-creating their own desires, becoming leaders filled with peaceful power, living with joy, faith, and deep fulfillment, and creating a positive imprint on the web of life. Effectively, a roadmap for others to follow to the light. So I will begin the ceremony by calling in the 4 directions. Then Debs will intuitively bring in the energies that wish to be here with us and speak about her focus for the celebration. Her 2 supporters, witnesses, and soul sisters will share. First, Tracy Sacladi, followed by Emma Kennedy and the sounds of her Venus gong. Next, Susie Joy will lead us in a short chant, toning it 3 times and inviting us to join 6 times. We will be on mute as Zoom plays havoc with the sound when toning. Although unheard, our energy, intent, and focus will be felt. Debs will respond and then release the energy she called in for her ceremony. Finally, I will release the 4 directions. We recommend you sit quietly after Deb's celebration and drink a glass of water. We will pause for silent reflection after each person has spoken. Thank you for joining us. Now, I will call in the 4 directions. Calling in the energies of the North to be present with us here in this circle for Deb's celebration. Calling in the energies of the East to be present with us here for Deb's celebration. Calling in the energies of the South to be present here with us for Deb's celebration. Calling in the energies of the West to be here with us now for Deb's celebration. And we'll have a few moments silence just to adjust to those energies. Debs, would you like to come in at this point?
Thank you, Nikki Mariana. I'd love to. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge all of you here present for creating this beautiful, magical, sacred space, and to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd like to call in the energies of my female line specifically, all of my ancestors, but particularly honoring the feminine. I'd like to call in those from the Diamond Pyramid of Light held by Alexis Cartwright as Transference Healing, who have helped me to develop to the extent that I can and willingly do accept this work. Metatron, Melchizedek, Enoch, powerful beings, thank you for all you've done for me. I call in Lady Nada, Lady Master, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, beloved gracious beings, I feel your presence. And I call to the energy of the Cosmic Empress, who has made herself known to me and who channels this work through me. And I call to the animal, magical, and mythical kingdom without whose support I could not be here, could not be speaking. And specifically the energies of hare, falcon, that have come through for me today. Just a word about the nature of this celebration and my perspective. A year ago, Spirit said to me, we'd like you to create a temple of Shiva. So I wrote it down and promptly forgot it. In the ensuing year, I became aware of new ideas, as we all do, new thoughts, new ways of slotting things together. And I became very powerfully aware that as we're all now in the process of co-creating a new age, what tools could I bring to that process? What imprints could I bring? And where specifically could women lead that way? I don't mean lead in the old patriarchal way. I mean in the way of the spiral. So the shell has been it's both a container and a symbol for me. I dreamt 30 years ago that my mother had left me a shell. It was on the beam above the front door outside. And although she had passed on, she sent me back to the house to collect this shell. It represents our DNA. It represents the eternal golden spiral of life. It represents how we both break through limitations and see things differently, and how we create a sacred container. So my desire for this celebration, my view of it, is that it is a celebration. It's to mark the physicalization, the giving form to a specific body as we are all birthed through the water. This body of work has a specific body, and I am part of that. The celebration is not only marking it, but make it visible. And I would just say briefly that having done work on my own and birthed it on my own before, I can tell you how very different and how much easier this feels to have it witnessed, and it deserves to be witnessed. So that's it for me. I'll just leave you with one more item, this Cosmic Empress energy, about which I seem to know a lot but have no actual sort of book learning about, presented herself through the being of Peacock, which is a cosmic energy that we talk about in Transference Healing. And just one odd little thing that you might enjoy. I'm wearing peacock feather earrings. I ordered them quite randomly from a little shop on eBay. And when they came from a shop called the Bluebell. And you have to smile, because my mother's middle name was Bluebell and she hated it. She wouldn't tell anybody. So for women, for men, for families, for tribes, for communities, for the world, I go forward with this strength and this courage that comes from your all being here. So be it.
Tracy, would you like to speak now?
Yes, I would love to speak now. I've made some notes because I didn't want to miss anything out. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story and how I've met beautiful Debs. So I first met with beautiful Debs de Vries at the Transparent Healing event. You'll remember it well, Debs. The second she stood up to speak in her gorgeous red leather dress, I'll never forget it. I knew I had a connection with her, or I knew I wanted one. I was just drawn to her straight away. Her quirky uniqueness and radiant, scrumptious, and the only way I can describe her energy, is contagious. I soon filled in her form and had my first chat with Debs. The rest is history, as they say, but I'm going to go into a little bit about my journey so you can know what a wonder Debs is. So I was feeling like I'd lost myself. I have an amazing husband, 2 wonderful teenage girls, and I knew my life was blessed, had great friends, had a lovely little business, but I just felt unfulfilled somehow, and I felt guilty about it, so I wasn't doing anything about it. I realised I'd lost my sense of self. I realise that now after working with Debs, as I didn't know what my role was as my children were growing older. And I was struggling to motivate myself and see my path ahead. I knew I had more to give. And after my first video call with Debs, I could tell immediately she understood. There was no judgment. She knew that there was more to birth in me. She knew I had more to give to the world. It was at that time I just knew it was time to invest in myself. And she gave me the courage to do that, because without meeting you, Debs, and without having that initial chat, I never would have had that courage to invest in myself and become the person that I am now, which is following in Debs' gorgeous footsteps and supporting others. Debs has this amazing way of leading and teaching that enabled me to be guided and learn the lessons myself somehow rather than being taught, which is actually something that I'm still very, very much focusing on myself. I would like to be able to do that, but somehow, Debs, you led me. You never told me, you just led me, and I learned those lessons myself. So by the end of our time together, I felt truly transformed. I have a new sense of self. I have a clear direction in life. I've retrained as a transference healer. I now have just launched a business, Feather and Stone Healing, to support other people. Honestly, true transformation. I have new tools to deal with life's challenges. And, you know, this all started with and has developed through my continual friendship with Debs. I'm able to work on my own personal development and use my own intuition now. So working with Debs has given me clear vision in all areas of my life. My sense of self, my health, my family, and my business. Oh no, I will always be so truly grateful to Debs that we met. You are an absolutely wonderful woman, and you gave me the courage to go on this journey. And I'm so grateful for myself for, you know, embracing that and going on this journey with Debs. So Debs is one of a kind. She's full of knowledge and wisdom and an infectious zest for life, as you can see today, that just exudes out of you. It's difficult to explain how she does it. You'd have to work with it to see, but I would describe you as miraculous, Debs. So since then, that was about a year ago, or maybe even over that, yeah, a year and a half ago even maybe. And since then, my friendship with Debs has blossomed into a truly beautiful gift that I am forever grateful for. I am astounded and so thankful that such a truly unique, wonderful and extraordinary soul is in my life as a friend, mentor and beloved soul family, soul sister. You never fail to amaze me, Debs, and I literally could sit and listen to you all day. When our time's up, when we have to leave, I'm like, oh no, I want to hear more. She just exudes wisdom. I could sit and listen to you forever without tiring. Magic wisdom, love and light radiate from you. you're truly one of life's treats for whoever is lucky enough to spend any time with you. And I am forever grateful that I'm in that very fortunate group of people that get to spend beautiful time with you. I love you, and I wish you all the very, very best birth in this new project. It's going to be amazing. You will continue to transform people's lives like you have mine. So thank you so much.
So now I'm going to hand over to you, Emma, please.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just so deeply honoured and invited to be able to hold space and be a ceremony for Deb's celebration. As I watch her just flower into herself. Debs and I go back a long way. We met on a yoga teacher training course many, many years ago. And our friendship, to me, we're talking about the spiral and the shell. Our friendship has just spiraled and spiraled. We've shared so much, and I'm just deeply honoured and love Debs for all that she is. We've laughed, we've danced, we've cried, we've shared ceremony. She was at the birth of she doulaed for me at the birth of my third child. And she exudes this zest, like I say, zest for life and a passion for what is true and right. And as we've moved and spiraled through, we've shared on such a deep, deep level as soul sisters. And like that connection, again, in the yoga course, it was instant connection, and we've just grown with that. And we've shared truth, and we've moved through our own illusions back to truth. So this spiraling energy just represents our whole friendship. And what I love about Debs is she's so practically grounded and energetically connected with the goddess, with the earth energy. Yet she connects into the higher frequencies, and she's honest, she's truthful, but she never lets me off the hook. And I really respect and admire her for that. And she's helped me to grow and continues to help me to grow into the fullness of myself. And in that, I've also witnessed Debs and her journey and her spiral, and I watch her. She always evolves humbly and graciously into a more evolved and conscious, always evolving into her own bigger consciousness, awareness, wiser woman. And like I said, she's so deeply connected with the earth. And I see her as a living goddess of light. She really connects so deeply to the earth, to the cosmos, and her wisdoms and teachings come from such a pure, connected place. And as I've known Debs for so many years through all aspects of her career and her teachings, what I know about Debs is her sacred gift is the word, her word, and her energetic delivery of word, of how she inspires others. And she's always coming from a place where she inspires others to grow. And she actually held naming ceremony for my children, and again, just connects him to such a pure place. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I can just wish her every possibility. And for me, this spiral, I've come to my own understanding of this spiraling energy. And as we move through directions, we come back in the spiral to the self, and it's like from awareness to synchronicity to flow, the spirit, back to totality of self. And I've watched Debs just spiral and spiral, and it just feels at this point, in this center point of the vortex and energy of connection with heaven and earth, she's just at this point leapfrogging into the next sacred part of her life, delivering the renaissance of the word. And I wish her every joy and success with that. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to connect in now with the gongs, and I'm going to blow the conch. I'm just going to show you the spiraling energy that Deb's talked about. I need to see that. So I'm going to honor the renaissance of the word through the spiral of the shell. And then I'm going to play the Venus gong, which I think will just connect in with the love that Debs is, the love that we all are. But the sun gong in the back feels like it wants to come in to represent the shining light of who she is and who we can all grow into our own pure shining light. So I'm going to be quiet now.
So I'm just going to tone the sentence "renaissance of the word," and I'll do that 3 times, and then ask you to join in with me 6 times. But please stay muted, including you, Emma, because of the cacophony that the Zoom time delays creates. Thank you. Renaissance of the word. 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 essence of the world.
I think it's for me to respond now.
Yes, it is indeed, Debs.
I'm formulating a response. It's just this: love. We are creatures of love. We have the tools for peace, love, joy, harmony, all of the Christ consciousness available to us. And my response is to play my part in connecting whoever comes to me with that. My response is to look at today, to model such as we're involved in, the women that you are, and ask if we can do this, more can do this. My response is to share what we are unashamedly. Whether people want it or they don't want it, it's not our business. Our business is just to imprint our souls on the sacred fabric of life. I couldn't be more overjoyed, more loved, more honoured, more humbled than to be here now and to have heard your words, Emma and Tracy, or to be held in this beautiful space with all the effort that's gone into it. It's probably hard to understand why 3 months has elapsed since we began, but Nikki, Mariana and Susie Joy have taken it step by step to bring it from conception to manifestation. My response is pure love. My response is pure gratitude. I now release the energies that I called in, those from the animal, magical, mythical kingdoms. Lady Mary Magdalene, Lady Nada, Master Mother Mary, Lord Metatron, Lord Enoch, Lord Melchizedek, and with a special love and thanks to my lineage, especially those women from my lineage who've been present. We did it, girls. We birthed this baby. I release you, I release you, I release you. So be it, and so it is. Amen.
So now I will release the directions that I called in originally, and then ask you, please, just to sit quietly, have a glass of water, and just let the energy settle. And it's been an amazing celebration ceremony. Thank you. I release the energies of the north. And thank you for being with us, holding space with us. Now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. Now release the energies of the east to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. And now release the energies of the south to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. And now release the energies of the west to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. And I thank all those involved in preparing for and creating this celebration ceremony. Thank you.